SkyBrew, Entropic Strategist. In fact, the game Coffee on the Spot has really brought me a lot of surprises. As a simulation business game, it shows endless creativity. In addition, the game elements are very complicated, so it's available. The people will label it was as a stitched monster. In fact, this creativity does not take over the main role, but use rich content to show excellent gameplay, giving the simulation business game many faces. Of course, in the numerical balance, part of which is the core of the simulation game. This game also has some clever ideas, but the specific game experience is a matter of option. Use exercise art of feel to the joy of simulation business. Generally, I really talk about game graphics, but when I mention game art, it means that there is really something, and Coffee on Spot is such a performances. On the one hand, the pixel art in the game allows enough details, and even the most basic construction and management can bring a lot of happiness to players, and this allows somehow builders to find their own fun. Think about Stardew Valley and you will understand. The game not only does a good job in dynamic effects of the picture, but the overall UI style is also very good, which is very convenient for players to manage resources and greatly optimizes the gaming experience. On the other hand, the game has done a great job in a character portraits, which also makes players more motivated to read the main story. In today's industry, where AI paintings are rampant, this unique style of portraits can really make players' eyes light up. It can only be said Coffee on the Spot has maintained a high level in all aspects of art. Not only are the pixel characters cute, but even their proportionally engaging portraits can capture players with beauty, allowing players to immerse themselves in the simulation business, work carefully constructed for them by production team. Victory of creativity, gameplay stacking. The art of the game is already enough to be a long board, but the performances of the gameplay part is actually more dazzling. It is not that the depth of resources calculation has been made, and invisible numerical system has been created. This has always been the field of industry matters. Experts for few masterpieces, no one dares to say that they are inevitable in terms of numerical values. Then the out of cream on the spot, though the simplest way. Science to death is influences. Let's create berets. Use the ultimately gameplay to fill the game content. Let players feel the richest while ignoring some shortcomings in the numerical system. I think this kind of stressing strains and avoiding quickness production is actually worthy of preferences by the industry. After all, it can have a good effect and also demonstrate the sincerity of the production team. You must know that rich content and stitching monsters are actually only one step away. How to originally couple multiple system modules is enough for the auto to kill brain cells. However, there is another map in the game at this time, and this part plans the main storyline of the game. After the player finishes a day's business, he will move on a large map, explore storages, unlock stories, discover new NPCs, etc., which is actually a bit RPG flavored. Of course, this is only a part of the rich content of the game. In the simulation business part, it is still a traditional resource management system. Players need to accept in order to get money. First of all, they need to maintain a balance between number of employees or the volume store size. The performance of this game in that regard can only be said to be a mediocre, because the game difficulty is basically reduced, so the players will not be considering by the numerical frameworks. Also, the game experience is much smoother. It also lacks some challenges, but as mentioned above, Coffee on Spot makes correction by filling in the game content, using rich brews, and to make up the lack of depth. For example, in the hiring shop assistant module, not only are skills assigned to the shop assistant, but there are also multiple dimensional character attributes for players to explore. Even when the shop assistants are too busy, players can take over the operation and enter a build pattern like minigame to simulate making coffee. The overall business experts providing strategy cards to enrich the strategy of the game, adding a little more sense of construction. Even the numerical part the added specially implement value system, which actually just adds one more dimension of the game numerical value, but it sounds much more high-end. If there are no bugs, will you still love me? Then the question is, you see praises the game so much in the previous article. Why is the current approach rate of the game less than 18? This reminds me of the famous line in Warcraft, but Gul'dan at what cost? Under the rich content framework of the game, it seems inevitable that there are conflicts between system and large number of bugs. The current bad reviews of the game are basically for those bugs and optimization problems that can be seen everywhere, and there are few criticisms of gameplay. This is another dilemma. Players can naturally give bad reviews if the game has bugs, and also the production team has done their best. It is also their duty to make the game smooth and let players have a normal gaming experience. It can only be said that the revolution has not yet succeeded, and comrades still need to work hard, but please allow to me to give a thumb up to give creativity of the production team. Also, there is a suspicion of stitching. It is kind of ability to originally couple to make system together without a preaching adapter. Summary. In general, from the perspective of the game alone, Coffee on the Spot is definitely a simulation business work that can surprise you. The game further explains the strategic riches of the basis of the classic core gameplay and then uses a large amount of gameplay to make up for the lack of depth in the numerical system of the game. In addition, the game itself has excellent picture performances, whether it is sense modeling of character standard planning. It can firmly sit in the first action for modeling pixel works. With this set of combined purchase, it is difficult for you not to have enough good feelings for the sincerity shown by the production team. However, at present, due to the excessive content, many vicious bugs have been caused, and some even caused bad files, which have indeed effect to the player's gaming experience to a certain extent. We can only expect the production team to continuously update and optimize, and wash away these dots that have temporarily obscured its glory in the future, so that players can see that the business masterpiece can truly show its brilliance.